Picture this, the year is 1971, and we're in Seattle's Pike Place market. A unique aroma wafts through the air as three coffee aficionados, Jerry Baldwin, Zev Siegel, and Gordon Boker, embark on a mission. Their goal? To ignite an appreciation for high-quality coffee. Their method? Selling the finest beans they could get their hands on. But as the saying goes, the best-laid plans of mice and men often go awry, and their vision wasn't brewing as expected. Enter stage right, Howard Schultz, a man who not only fell head over heels for Starbucks coffee, but also for the potential he saw simmering beneath the surface. Inspired by the vibrant Italian coffee culture, Schultz dreamed of transforming Starbucks into a third place, a welcoming haven beyond the confines of work and home. And so, the stage was set for Starbucks, but the play had just begun. Enter stage right, Howard Schultz, a man with a vision. A vision not just of serving coffee, but of creating a space that transcended the daily grind. Schultz, after a trip to Italy, was inspired by the vibrant coffeehouse culture there. He saw cafes not just as places to grab a quick cup of joe, but as social hubs, places where people connected, relaxed, and savored the moment. He saw potential in Starbucks to become what he called a third place. A place beyond home and work where people could gather, a place that fostered a sense of community. But to transform Starbucks into this third place, Schultz knew he needed to shift the company's focus from merely selling coffee beans to creating coffee experiences. And so, Schultz approached the founders with his bold idea. It was a radical departure from their original business model, but Schultz was persuasive. He convinced Baldwin, Siegel, and Boker to let him pilot his idea in a new line of cafes called Il Giornale, which were ultimately so successful that Schultz bought Starbucks and rebranded all the stores. His vision was met with skepticism at first. After all, it was a big leap from selling bags of coffee beans to creating a coffeehouse culture in a country that was largely a nation of drip coffee drinkers. But Schultz was undeterred. He believed in his idea, and he was willing to take the risk to bring it to life. And so, Starbucks began its transformation. It wasn't just about the coffee anymore, it was about the experience, the atmosphere, the community. Schultz's vision for Starbucks was beginning to take shape, and it was a vision that would ultimately change the way we think about coffee. The shift wasn't easy, and it wasn't without its challenges. But Schultz's vision and his willingness to challenge the status quo laid the groundwork for the Starbucks we know today. It's a reminder to all of us that sometimes the most transformative ideas are the ones that seem the most radical at first. This was just the beginning of Howard Schultz's transformative vision for Starbucks. Building an empire is no cakewalk, and Starbucks was no exception. Now let's talk challenges. Starbucks had its fair share. Imagine the competition, coffee shops popping up on every corner, each vying for a share of the market. And then there was the task of maintaining quality and consistency. As the chain grew, so did the demand for a perfect cup of Starbucks coffee, every time, everywhere. It was a tightrope walk, balancing expansion with excellence. But Starbucks, they got it right. You see, they understood something fundamental. It wasn't just about the coffee, it was about the experience. The welcoming smile of a barista, the warm ambiance of the store, the soothing notes of music. These were the ingredients in Starbucks' recipe for success. And they made sure this essence was reflected not just in one store, but across their growing empire. But the journey wasn't all smooth sailing. Starbucks faced controversies over labor practices, over environmental impact. The world was watching and Starbucks had to respond. And respond they did. They listened to the criticism, they adapted their practices, they became a leader in ethical sourcing and employee benefits. Because Starbucks knew that to build a lasting brand, you need more than just a good product. You need to stand for something, and Starbucks stood for quality, for sustainability, for a great work environment. These values were not just corporate speak, they were woven into the very fabric of the Starbucks experience. And so Starbucks weathered the storms. They turned challenges into opportunities, they transformed criticism into innovation. And throughout this journey, they never lost sight of what mattered most: their customers. They continued to create that unique, welcoming experience, that third place between work and home. And that, my friends, is the secret sauce. It's not just about overcoming challenges, it's about staying true to your vision, about constantly striving for excellence. It's about creating not just a product, but an experience. Despite the challenges, Starbucks never lost sight of their commitment to creating a unique and welcoming experience for their customers. Like a good cup of coffee, Starbucks had its share of bitterness. It wasn't all smooth sailing and fresh brews. The company faced controversies over labor practices and environmental impact. Starbucks, however, didn't shy away from these issues. Instead, they chose to listen, adapt, and evolve. They became a beacon of change, leading the way in ethical sourcing and employee benefits. Picture this: Starbucks, a company that purchases millions of pounds of coffee each year, committed itself to buying only ethically sourced beans. They partnered with Conservation International to ensure their coffee was grown in a manner that was beneficial to both the farmers and the environment. This wasn't just a business move. It was a statement of their values. The same held true for their treatment of employees. Starbucks recognized the importance of a satisfied workforce. They offered health insurance to part-time employees, a benefit unheard of in the industry. They provided tuition assistance, helping their employees achieve their educational dreams. Starbucks knew that their success was tied to the satisfaction of their employees, and they made sure to invest in them. But remember, these weren't easy decisions. They required a willingness to evolve, to change the way business was done. Starbucks showed us that success means evolving with the times and always staying true to your core values. From a single store in Seattle to a global phenomenon, Starbucks has truly made its mark. With over 30,000 stores worldwide, it stands as a testament to the power of vision, innovation, and an unwavering commitment to quality. Starbucks has brewed not just coffee but a culture, a third place for millions around the world, and that, my friends, is the aroma of success. Remember, success isn't a straight shot. But with dedication, creativity, and passion, you too can create something extraordinary.